And I have something a little bit different for you today. Michael Biehler is the author of Bamboozled Believers. This was the first book from a full preterist author that I had read. It's quite informative and entertaining, and I recommend it highly. It's available on Amazon and Kindle. Now, he has given me permission to refer to his work, so I'm going to paraphrase a story that he recounted in Appendix 13 of the book. It's a magnificent story with a magnificent string of circumstances for your amusement and curiosity. And it's about the number 153 from John 21:11, representing the number of fish in the net. Now, his focus on the transition from the biblical story to the personal coincidences fueled his conviction. Now, from here, I'm going to be reading as the author. Here I go. There is a specific, peculiar detail recorded about a morning on the Sea of Galilee. The disciples had fished all night and caught nothing. At dawn, Jesus tells them to cast their net on the other side of the boat. And when they pull it in, the Bible doesn't just say they caught a lot. It records a very specific number of fish, 153 large ones. Now, why 153? Why bother recording that exact figure in Scripture? While I can't give you a definitive answer, I can give you something to contemplate. This number has unusual mathematical properties. For instance, if you take the cubes of 1, 5, and 3 and add them together, you get 153. If you add every number from 1 to 17, you get 153. It is a number that seems to hold a hidden order. Now, I'm an ordinary man, yet years ago I found myself in a position of great controversy, questioning the long-held wisdom of the religious sages. I was being accused of heresy, and I was in a state of deep misery. In that solitary quest for truth, I began to encounter a series of spectacular coincidences involving that specific number, 153. It started small. The week I was first accused of being a heretic, my wife moved into a new classroom, room 153. She has been there ever since. Then we bought a new car. I chose a license plate ending in 153 because I liked the biblical reference. A week later, the salesman called me in shock. He had just realized that my car was exactly the 153rd car he had sold that year. The coincidences then began to snowball. At a hockey tournament, a woman pulled a single raffle ticket out of a jar of hundreds. It was number 153. The following weekend, I dropped off my son's teammate and noticed his house number, 1153. As I pointed this out to my son, he looked up and saw a highway sign. Our destination was exactly 153 kilometers away. Even my children's grades at the time, grades 1, 5, and 3, mirrored the digits. Then came a call from my mother's stockbroker, a man I hadn't spoken to in 20 years. When I mentioned the number 153, he didn't skip a beat. He gave me a 10-minute lecture on its properties, including the fact that the square root of 153 is 12.369, the exact number of new moons in a year. Now, perhaps these were just coincidences, but in my darkest hour, they served as a divine nudge. They gave me the audacity to believe that God sometimes uses insignificant people to challenge the wisdom of the wise. These 153 fish moved me from a place of doubt to a place of certitude. They convinced me that we are due for a paradigm shift in how we understand the Bible, and they gave me the courage to write the words you can read in this book. Well said, Michael Biehler. That's all for me. Please post your comments, subscribe to the channel. Please share this with your friends. I think it's an interesting little story. Hope you like it.